Hi everybody, welcome back, and I've got a real pretty fabric journal here today. Use this gorgeous image, and let's measure first. We have 10 by 4.5, and I put some coffee dyed roses and parts of a doily, and there's some tulle there. I put a key hanging from the side. This is a real pretty damask fabric, and stitched around, and it's got some beige peeping through, and I used beige thread. It has a lace closure. Let's scope it out. On the inside, I used a double pocket, and it's backed with cloth, and it's pretty lace, and I stitched on it. And in the first one, we've got some coffee dyed cards and one of these letter envelope cards. And then here, let's put you back there. And then in this one, I've got a couple of pieces of coffee dyed paper. Isn't that cute? Cute. Little flower with some stickles. And I worked on some new graphics last weekend, and these are the new ones. Got a little flourish here in sepia, and I stitched all the way around and then stitched down the edge. And I used a cream because I didn't want contrast in this book. I just wanted to have a little bit of stitching. And I did, I did some collages in this book. I used a book page here from that real pretty font. And then it's got some lace and some fabric. And this is like one of the cards. And I just glued it down. And then there's stitching running down the side here. Over here is I'll move this up a little bit because I know this is a little bit long. Got a collage pocket with a pretty lady that's been stitched around in a bow, and some stamping and lace and book page. And that's one of the new graphics that I made. And I put in a postcard that has napkin decoupage. Some coffee dyed papers. Look how that came out. So cool. And then this one, look how cute that bow came out. Love it. And over here's a piece of ephemera with a lady who's writing a letter and stitching around it. And more stitching here. I tried to leave some places with just the stitching. And you can do what I do. You can just add your stuff, or write on it, or whatever you would like. Another one of the pages, and I roughed up the edge and inked on them too. A piece of a newspaper with an image. This is a little collage. Got an image here, and a book page, and then a journaling card here. I hope I'm staying in frame with this. These you know, are my favorites, but they're long, and I can't quite get them all in the video, but I try. A pretty image here, part of a crocheted doily stitching down the edge. And that is blue sari silk, and it's got the floral stitching. And this is the stitching coming through from the other side. And here's another collage pocket with a real pretty lady, and I stitched around her. Let me take these out so you can see. And it's got some stamping and some lace and part of a crocheted doily, and some leaf stitching running down the side there with the coffee dyed papers. A little part of a crocheted doily there. And that's the stitching from the other side coming through. A pretty piece of ephemera, part of a postcard. And then a pretty image with stitching. Another collage over here, a real pretty lady and some roses with some, I tried to match the colors to this, so I used blue and a blue-green for the sari silk. A little book page and a pretty image with another card for journaling. It's been decorated. And it's attached down. These are attached down. Another little mini collage here. Piece of ephemera with a real pretty lady. Look at that gorgeous dress. Another image here. Got a pocket here with part of a crochet doily, and this is the stitching from the other side. And then the pocket is done in lace, and it's got part of a crochet doily with a stamped image and a piece of linen for a tie, little bow looking thing. And that's a journaling card, and so is that. Isn't that neat? You could even tuck something up under here if you wanted to. Let's see. How did I have this? I had it. Oh, I had it this way. Nope, I couldn't have had it that way. It's got to be this way. How funny. Yeah, excuse my fumbly fingers. There we go. Another pocket over here with a pretty image. Got a part of a doily here with a bow and a stamped image. And this is one of the little cards we like to make here. Cheesecloth and a little piece of paper there with a pretty sari silk bow. And it opens up. You can put you an image here, and you have a whole big section for writing. I love those things. This, I don't know if you can see this, but this is one of the pieces that was left out in the rain. So you can see all like the little droplets that hit it. It's real neat. Another journaling card here with the stitching from the other side. Stitching down the edge. It's got a lot of stitching in it, but because I used the cream, it doesn't, you know, stand out real strong. It's just nice and subtle. Another space for journaling with part of the book page. Another collage over here. Beautiful lady. And a book page with some lace here. This is sari silk with the leaf stitching. Real pretty image. That's the stitching from the other side coming through. Piece of ephemera here. That's stitching from the other side. With a pocket. We got some stamping here and a sari silk bow with a pretty image that's been stitched around. And this has been embossed. It's raised. It's got nice texture with some stitching around it. A place for journaling on the back. And then some sari silk with some stitching. And I left the, I leave the threads. Y'all can see that. I just think it adds a little something. You can trim them off. They drive you nuts. Another collage here with part of a doily and some sari silk and the stitching coming through on the other side and down the edge. Another part of that newspaper with a pretty image. Piece of ephemera. 3 ladies love these hats. Ah. Over here is a nice little pocket that's been stamped. And it's the pocket itself has been coffee dyed, and I put some lace. That's part of a crochet doily with an image that's been stitched around. And on the inside, one of these nice big long journaling cards. Isn't that yummy? Nice and thick. Some lace. Part of an image here. It's just yummy. And over here, another coffee dyed paper with some fabric and some eyelash fabric yarn. I think that's yarn with part of that book page. More stitching here and around the edge. And that's the back. And again, the double pocket matches. And in this one, we have a really cute card with a birdie that's been stamped on fabric. And then a pearl. And a little card with a stamped image on it. And over here is another pocket. And look, these pockets are big. So if you need to add some things, you can. Nice way to keep stuff together. And there's the back with that gorgeous damask. I didn't want to cover it up. I just couldn't bring myself to cover it up. It was just too pretty. I hope you can see that. And there's the front with the little key. I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me this Friday, and I will see you shortly in the next video. Bye-bye.